Well, I remember you kept saying we wanted to talk about something, but now I forgot what it was.
Well, we eventually wanted to get to Fauci.
Well, yeah, but that's for probably another video, because we had to do research on that.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the things I wanted to talk about, but I need to do research on also, is MK Ultra.
Okay.
Because I think MK Ultra, they did on adults and children, but from my understanding, and again, this is just my understanding, I need to do more research, was that it's best used on children because their minds are like still developing, so it's like it was most effective on children.
Okay.
And they say they shut the program down, allegedly.
Right.
But come on.
Right.
So my thought is, well, old people, as they get old, their brains, like when they get dementia, kind of revert back to a childlike mindset that what if that's why they like old people as our politicians, because they're easier to use MK Ultron.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with MK Ultra, it is a verified government operative program to kind of brainwash. It's like that part in Zoolander when he goes to the day spa and it's like, relax, don't do it when you want to get to it's. And if you haven't seen that movie, it's essentially like it's a brainwashing operative.
Nothing to worry about at all. Just relax.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough of it. I know that like I think they can put memories in or take them out. Again, I need to do more research on it, but I kind of had that epiphany because somebody was arguing with me about Trump, and like I'm not like Trump for life or die, but we did vote for him because I thought it was the better of the two evils, or lesser of two evils. And I feel like at this point, everything he said and ran on, he failed to do. And I don't feel like it's like I don't feel like
with immigration, he's pretty headstrong. He has not...
Actually, if you look at the numbers, though, he's done far less than even like Obama did. So like, they're publicizing it with like ICE and stuff that technically he's not. He's also brought in like a bunch of H-1B visa people, which is like they're bringing in like... No, it's like people who can be here legally from China. I'm not saying that we don't need more legal immigration. We do, but at the same time, like, I'm not sure how that fits into the America First agenda.
Well, then I guess it's business as usual on all accounts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point, though, is like when he first got elected, like those first few weeks, I remember he like basically told the World Economic Forum to like fuck off. Like I remember he went on like a live stream with them and was like, we're not going to do what you say. And at first I was like, hell yeah, like we did this, we did the right thing. And it was like, probably for the first like 3 weeks, I feel like after the second shooting attempt on him where they got his ear, if it was even real, I don't even know at this point. I've seen videos where it looks like it was staged. AI, you never fucking know these days. I'm not like an AI expert. But it just feels like from who he ran as to who he is now, and sure, you could chalk it up to dementia and stuff. I mean, Biden had dementia really bad. But I also feel like even J.D. Vance, like the whole fucking party there, 180. And I'm not going to say that Biden administration didn't do that to us too. We voted for Biden. And then I feel like he got in and it was like a fucking 180 bait and switch too. And I'm like, is this all voting is now? Like you vote for somebody on one premise and they get in and then you're like, what the fuck did I vote for?
Yeah, welcome to the American oligarchy, where it doesn't really matter right or left who you vote for. I mean, we all, I wouldn't say we all, maybe a lot of people on Facebook don't really know, but...
People are still crying, you're left, you're right, you're conservative, you're liberal. And I'm like, at this point, I'm neither, because...
What's becoming paramount to me is that there is a puppet master that 100% controls and buys and manipulates our Congress and our House and our senators, and they even go down to the state level, and they will pull and do what as they see fit because it's too cheap, it's too easy and too inexpensive to buy off our politicians.
Well, not for us peasants, but for wealthy people.
For wealthy people, absolutely, it's too easy.
Yeah,
it's too easy, and honestly,
that's why they pay us so shitty. So that way, if you get into politics, you're too easy to buy off.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
20 grand to them is nothing.
I agree.
100 grand is nothing to them.
I think another thing we've been talking about is Candace a lot recently.
Well, if you guys have been watching Candace, especially as of late, maybe you're for her, maybe you're against her, maybe you. I have my opinions, but
I mean, that she's having a duel off with Turning Point, and to be honest, like, there's some things that I'm like, I feel like she's kind of gone, you know, she's really spazzy, and don't get me wrong, if you're trying to understand something that I think is as deep-rooted as it is, like, that she's dealing with, I think it's hard to not go down the rabbit hole and be distracted, because I feel like she's pulling on a yarn ball of corruption. When she pulls on it, it's like it unwinds more and more corruption, and she's like distracted on where to look. I'm not saying she's wrong for it. I think I would be in the same boat. I do think she's trying to do what she believes is the right thing. There's people who criticize her and say she's, you know, tarnishing Charlie's, you know, like stepping on, like honoring him, but I disagree. I think that she genuinely believes that it wasn't Tyler Robinson. I don't think it's Tyler Robinson. I think anybody who's watching this, for the most part, does not agree with that. I think our government, we know they kill people. We know that other governments kill people.
They haven't killed anybody before.
Never.
They haven't.
They were not involved with JFK at all.
Right. They haven't instilled puppets in other governments across South
like,
America
but
and
the thing
Central
is,
America.
I think at this point, for me, with the Candace thing, where I'm at is, she brings up questions that are fair to ask. Does she do it in the nicest way? No. But at the same time, the people who are attacking her, and they are attacking her, are not being nice either. I think niceties have gone out the window, especially since COVID. Nobody's polite. They just use fucking the most batshit crazy slanders that, like, there's not even logic in them anymore. It's just like bullshit and like mudslinging at you. And then I feel like this most recent invite by Turning Point, they've ignored her for 3 months. And then when she was slandered by, I'm not savvy with all these names, but she was slandered by that one dude who was like, she never swayed, or Charlie never swayed on Israel, and they were never friends. And then she like brought like receipts, and people are like, those are old receipts. And I'm like, no, some of them were like him texting her like a few weeks before he died or whatever it was. And it's like, she never brings receipts. And I'm like, well, she has text messages. What is she supposed to do? Go to like AT&T and be like, here's my phone record? Like, what do you people want?
Maybe they want an actual like CVS receipt. Like,
yeah, maybe like a literal receipt. Yeah,
because everything is so literal these days.
I know.
Can't use jargons.
No, what was it called? They're called
can't use any
it's on my phone.
Any
they're idioms or something like that. It's like exaggerations where like you say something like, my phone's blowing up. Well, your phone's not literally blowing up. Or I'm gonna blow up the bathroom, and then it's like, no, you're taking a shit.
But on the internet, you say that, and all of a sudden,
wow, bomb threats.
Wow.
So Candace made a point where she said, anytime, any place, to Turning Point. And I'm like, to me, I took that as like what she's saying is she'll be accommodating to them. Like, that's what that phrase means. You know, some people say like, I'm not taking no for an answer. They don't literally mean I'm not taking no for an answer. It's like, I'm going to do this, and like, it's like a playful thing. To me, that was her being like, I'm going to be accommodating. Well, you have Turning Point who literally just announces it. And I called this to Yo before. I said, watch Turning Point say in person or nothing. And I'm like, for somebody who's now announcing that she has heard that she's got a hit on her head, why would you force them to come out in person when from Tennessee all the way to Arizona, like if she's traveling by car, dangerous. If she's traveling by plane right now, dangerous. Like with everything going on, it just seems like very high risk for her. And
for those of you who do not know who Candace is, because I didn't know before you showed me.
I didn't know until really Charlie Kirk's session.
Candace
I kind of knew.
Was one of Charlie's closest friends. She was on tour with him for I think a few years.
At least when they were younger. I don't know how close they were at the end of their the end of his life.
At the infancy of Turning Point, she was there.
Yeah,
and I think
she
for
helped
a few years she went on tours
like.
with him and everything.
It sounds like the whole majority of Turning Point's life until like that last like 6 months.
Yes, even like the introduction of Erica Kirk, like she was there for that.
When they were dating
and everything. So probably and understandably one of the most traumatized person from this whole
outside America or
assassination, his family, which we have no photos of.
Okay, well, some people are private.
Anyway,
some people are private.
It's true. Is her.
Yeah.
And she's been kind of asking these questions. Now, the crux for me between her and Turning Point is like, why isn't Turning Point also asking these questions?
Apparently, they believe it.
That it was Tyler Robinson.
That's apparently.
And the gun that blows people's heads off.
Apparently, they buy it all.
All of it.
It was a miracle because they're so Christian based. It's a miracle.
Oh.
again, I'm not buying it. They do look like they've been suspicious because she had people who slandered her saying they were never friends, which is like obviously not true. Sorry. And then she had receipts where he was changing his views on Israel and was worried for his life, and he put that in a group thread, and the guy who was slandering her, I don't remember the guy's name, we could probably put it up here if we wanted to.
He then says it was a fake, he said it was a fake text chain.
Well, he said it was fake. Come to find out, he was in the group chat. That guy was in the group chat with Candace.
Right.
And I guess some other Turning Point people. So it's really interesting to me because Turning Point had the loaded gun there that could have been like, this is true. But they were quiet. So I'm not saying Turning Point did it. I'm not saying they didn't do it. At this point, I'm just saying, yes, I agree. Their behavior is weird.
Right.
And so for her to go make all these allegations against them, which at this point I feel like isn't bad. It's like, okay, you guys are acting weird. Yes, you are. And then to say, come debate us in person on this one day at this one time.
Also, the invitation was sent out like 12 at night her time.
It wasn't an invitation, it was an announcement.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't even get any, she didn't get tagged or nothing.
Right.
It was just
there
like...
There was no communication on when's a good time, where...
And she had to respond within 2 days. So it sent out in the middle of the night. So she really got, like, by the time she woke up, a day and a half of notice.
Right.
So as a mom who's homeschooling her kids, like, again, like, the absolute asinine... Like, I understand people will be like, well, she said anytime, any place. And I'm like, yeah, that's meant to be, like, accommodating. Like, whenever you want, I'll do it. I'll work with you to set this up. Not like, tomorrow at 2 a.m., you're going to debate me. Like, you're being unrealistic and being a dick. Because
well, also, it's a
why
little bit
can't
unreasonable because she's got 4 kids. The logistics.
Yeah.
She also has her own podcast,
Okay.
which millions of people watch.
Okay, assuming that it's not because she's afraid to go there because she has a murder possibly hit on her, right? Like, anybody reasonable. I mean, I think that's why she doesn't want to go.
I mean, I would not go. If
I wouldn't go either.
For that main
like,
reason.
What the fuck?
I do not think Frank Turek is a reliable person at all.
Neither do I. He seems sus as fuck. Talk about vibes.
Look at the footage of what happened during the moments.
Hand signals
the hand
and
signals.
Shit. Yeah.
Also, fucking the other guy who just on his phone immediately. Yeah, if someone close to you just gets shot,
you think you freak out and be like.
An organic reaction is not to fucking go immediately on your phone
and casually walk away.
Allegedly call Erica Kirk. That's not
but also
what a
call
normal
your dad
person does.
Right after.
And then your dad's like, he had blood on his hands. He was right there. No, he wasn't.
Blood in any of the videos.
It's all there in the footage.
Again, we can go down a rabbit hole of that. My point is, if it's really about, for Turning Point, setting it straight, you'd want her there so she could ask all the questions and quit making allegations. Sure. So I don't see why a virtual wouldn't suffice for somebody who's also busy. I understand they're busy, so maybe they set it up and they're like, this is all we have.
Sure. It's a big organization.
It's a big organization. So I get it. They're like, this is the one time we have for these people all to get together. They have meetings, they blah, blah, blah. It's holidays. Sure.
This looks really bad.
Yeah, because I'm like...
This looks really
If you're doing it that day, what does it cost you to literally set up some equipment and have her call in?
Right.
But the thing is, I even told you before this, I said, watch them back out and go, it's in person or nothing. And what do they fucking do? It's in person or nothing. Because ultimately, it was never about the debate. I think
tinfoil hat. And I'm with you on this one.
Tinfoil hat.
I think I'm with you on this one.
I don't think it was ever about the debate. I think it was about coaxing her out of the house because I think she's been a homebody. Somebody was like, oh, we saw her at Dolly World. I tried to look that up. I literally saw a photo of a lady with like a fan photo. No rides in the background. Just a fan photo that was like, saw her this week at Dolly. Like, no. That's not legitimate. Like, give me some footage of her there.
So what you're trying to say is she's on house arrest.
Yeah, she's been, I think.
She's on self-house arrest.
I can't know for certain, but it looks that way. And I'm like, if I use empathy, that's what I'd fucking do. I'd be like getting my groceries delivered by friends or family.
You start to go a little crazy.
Yeah. And
but also, the government gaslights you.
So does the internet. So I'm just like, okay, so you got this person who's at home and isn't really leaving their house, at least that's what it appears to be. And
also,
and that she's
homeschooling.
And homeschooling. Yeah, she homeschools.
Which she has told everybody.
So she doesn't really have a reason to leave her house.
Right.
And it's like, you get a tip that somebody The French government has now paid money to allegedly, I don't know, I didn't see
Allegedly
this.
1.5 mil.
Apparently.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money for
She
that.
sends it to our government. You'd think they would at least respond to it. I think it's weird that they didn't respond at all with anything because that is their
Just so
job
you
to
guys
keep
know
us
that,
safe.
like, base bounty is like 5-10 grand.
Yeah, I know.
That's how much some people will willingly kill somebody else for.
Well, yeah, most people.
Think about $1.5 million.
If it is. Allegedly.
For governments,
sure.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Again, I don't know.
Surprise me.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Sure.
I'm just saying it.
Sure.
But what I can tell is she believes it.
Sure.
So whether it's true or not, she believes it. And if you use empathy, if somebody told me, "Oh, the government spent 1.5 million to kill you," I would be so paranoid. I would not be leaving my house. I'd be scared to eat shit because I'd be like, if I eat that, did they poison it? How do I know where it came from? Like, literally, you're going down this like paranoid rabbit.
Here's the other. It's not like she's driving down the street. The logistics. She lives in the Midwest, Tennessee. They're asking her to go all the way out to what? Colorado, Arizona.
Yep.
That ain't like a hop and a skip 2-hour drive. So she's gonna have to take either a private plane or an actual, leave her kids, leave her husband, or they come with. Y'all are all compromised. Oh, because the government's never broken into a home and bugged it before.
So you say it's the government. It could be Turning Point. It could be
chapel,
could be a private church.
It could be any of it.
It could be the French government. It could be the Israeli government. It could be the Egyptian government. We don't fucking know who they is at this point. That's what she's trying to get to.
Right.
But it's interesting. She gets a tip. She's now on, I assume, house arrest and probably hasn't left her house in probably 2, 3, 4 weeks.
I'm sure she has private security efforts that are constant surveillance.
So her team probably comes and go. Her team's probably paranoid. They probably have a security, I would assume.
I'm sure of it.
So you're in this situation now where this person's not leaving, and conveniently after 3 months, now Turning Point weirdly decides to answer and gives her an ultimatum: be here now, in person, can't do online, be here now or you're done. You are a fraud.
Right.
And I'm like, it's so ironic. Like, where were you when we knew she was being literally slandered?
And this was your other conspiracy, which I think the timing on this, because it's all has to do with timing. Timing looks at motive, which looks at reactions, which looks at how things play out. And the day before they do this, she mentions asking for refunds.
She did actually.
And I think that was a very, very interesting dynamic.
It's true. It is true. She was criticizing Turning Point and saying, they took a bunch of money for the donations. They made basically their entire year's revenue.
In a day?
80 million. No, not in a day. It was in like a few months or something like that.
Oh, it was a few months. Okay.
So like a few months they made their entire year's donations. Again, I don't know anything about that, but I do know she's mentioned like that they, pushed off their delay, which is normal for a company of that size to do their tax documents, and then there's like these funnels. And again, I don't like nonprofits.
Right.
I think they're shitty to work for one. I think that they literally do shitty things, but I think nonprofits shouldn't exist. Like, they are for profit. Let's be real. Besides that point, this group has made a lot of money. You could say Candace has made a lot of money on it too. They both have. We even talked about it, and that kind of got us some views. I think when something extreme happens, you can pinpoint it and say, "Oh, you're talking about it just because of this," or it's so heated that it like ignites a fire in people to talk about something that where they otherwise wouldn't. And I think for her, she's doing what she believes is right. Do I think she's drawn it out to make more money? Yes. Do I think there are episodes where she could have like consolidated the information and made it more concise? Yes.
I thought about that, and maybe she's I think that at times she wants to really, really solidify some of the things she's going to present, and it takes time. Investigation does take time.
I do agree with that, but I also think there's times where she had more and she's holding it to share the next episode.
Okay.
And I also can't blame her because, first of all, it doesn't cost me anything to watch her. She gets money off ad revenue, and most of the time I skip through it. So, like, whatever. Right. The thing is, if she wants to make money on ad revenue, I mean, she's in the middle of a lawsuit. We know why. I don't really care if she's making extra money by drawing it out. So, okay, so I have to wait till tomorrow to hear it. Whoop-de-doodle-doo. Like, at the end of the day, I get that this is her stream of income. Right. Is she making money on Charlie's behalf? Yes, no. I mean, did she make it on Macron's behalf? Yeah. Did she make it on, apparently...
Okay, you're going on a tangent. Well, to bring it back in, she called for people to consider a refund on their donations that they undoubtedly gave
because they won't answer questions.
The huge event they had. It was his memorial. It was his memorial service. It was huge. It was televised. It was everywhere.
Sold a bunch of T-shirts.
And I think that kind of drew in the narrative, like we need to bury this.
Yeah.
We need to bury this.
We need to make her stop.
Yeah. And maybe even literally bury her.
Yeah, I mean, we do know that there were donors, that she has shown it, and honestly, even Turning Point has said it themselves, that there were donors pressuring Charlie Kirk to not have Tucker and Candace on to speak.
Oh, yeah.
We know that to be true.
Yeah.
So why is it a weird thing to think that those donors wouldn't now suddenly magically stop pressuring Turning Point about Candace?
Anyway, guys, we're going a little long here.
Hopefully the phone didn't die.
We will get to Fauci, and things have just been crazy, holiday season and everything, but we're going to stay at you. Comment below. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you want to hear more of.
I know somebody mentioned Fauci. We will get to that.
Yes.
I want to do that in detail. I don't really know enough about him. I know he's a piece of shit.
I don't know where he is in the world right now. I
But
know
I
he's probably extremely protected.
I honestly, the Fauci thing might relate to the MK Ultra. Maybe we'll do a whole science
It
thing.
might even relate to Epstein.
Fuck if
I'm
we
throwing
know.
it out
At this point, you're pulling in one yarn ball and you never know where it unwinds.
All right, you guys. Till the next time.